How you doing today, Larry?
Good man. Just chilling, enjoying my weekend, just relaxing.
Absolutely. I appreciate you sitting down and doing this, man.
I appreciate you offering, man. I've been watching some of your interviews. They look kind of interesting. I like what you're doing.
Good deal. I appreciate that. You've been on my list for a while of people to approach, and I just never get around to it. It seems like.
Hey, you're a busy man. I mean, you were looking at you right now. You're in your truck on the road. I mean,
Yeah, yeah. The things I do for you too, man.
hey, it's a great hobby to have. It's a great hobby, and it's a great medium for mixers or vapors like us to meet. It's a great
It
avenue.
it is. It's great to fill the time. Uh,
Yes.
we were we were kind of talking a little bit before about you've got a YouTube channel. You do videos on there. You did you start off as a reviewer? How did you
You
start
mean
off?
and you? Well, with YouTube, originally, I started YouTube in 2010. I was a gamer. I was in the gaming scene, and after I don't know about 5 years or so, 6 years or so, I just got tired. Not really tired of gaming because I'm still a gamer, 42 years old, and I still play video games. I will always play video games, but I just got just too busy to. People don't understand if you're doing YouTube a lot and you're really trying to maintain a channel and grow and make it your living, you're spending 10 hours a day in front of a computer, especially as a gamer. As a gamer, that is.
Right.
You're spending 10 hours a day in front of a computer and you don't have time for anything else. But after a while, when the doing it for a job thing never really happened for me as well as I needed it to, I had a family to take care of, and I just had to focus on working back off of it. So I mean, it was okay, but it wasn't enough to support my family.
Well, outside of vaping, then what do you like to do? I mean, you got any other hobbies besides messing around with vape stuff?
Pretty much. See, when I quit, that's what February 8th of 2017. That's my anniversary. Just over 2 years now. And when I get into something, I'm all in. I started vaping, and then I learned how it it helped me quit smoking, and then I decided I started seeing some YouTube videos about this stuff, and I was like, I want to try to spread the word and help my experiences of how it helped me. So that was the initial reason I started with the AL85 and the Alien kits and the early items in that time that I had started. So that was my motivation to start reviewing, was to try to spread the word and give tips to newer vapors and get people to quit smoking. Then I just dove into the hobbyist side of vaping, the enthusiast side of the collections and the building coils and the DIY, and I just a little bit of the whole vaping world is just kind of took me over, and it's still today. I still have the bug. I haven't lost it. Just love it. Love everything about it. Looks like RTAs is going to be a big thing this year, and I just got the Profile Unity RTA yesterday. The Tofo sent to me, so I'm testing that, and I'm very very surprised on this thing so far. So I'm because I'm a high wattage vapor, either on my topside dual 5.5 volts on a 0.12 build or 110, 120 watts. That's my style of vape. I like that warmth. But the flavor I'm getting off of this at 60 watts is like, wow. I'm not getting the warmth. The flavor is definitely there because you can't go high wattage on a mesh coil. You just can't do it.
Right.
You'll be breathing fire in like a dragon blows it out.
Right.
So, but the flavor is very satisfying. Very surprised that I'm enjoying this as much as I am right now. But then again, it's only day two, so we'll see how much I still vape my other stuff too, but I'm surprised right now how much I like it.
Right. So how long did you smoke?
26 years. I started when I was like 13, 14 years old, in that range. Peer pressure, of course, here, man, do this, it's cool. So 2 packs a day for the last 10, 15 years of that. So initially when I started, I was excited because I was spending, 14, $15 a day on cigarettes, 2 packs a day, right?
Right.
So you take that over a month, that's $450 a month I was spending in cash on cigarettes alone. And then I got in the vaping. I'm thinking I just spent $100 for this setup, and I might spend $50 the rest of the month for juice or whatever. I'm like, hell yeah. The money saving aspect was there. Like everybody says, you can save money, and you can if you do it just to quit smoking. If you're just doing it for your habit, you can save bunches of money by vaping. Unless just dive head first like I did and get into the collection, the enthusiast part of it. Yeah, there's no money saved there, but it's a great hobby. And when you're done with the mod, you've got shelves full of shit. You still got return in your money. You can, eventually you can sell them if you really want to. So you get something back instead of just literally throwing it away with cigarette butts and ashes.
What got you into vaping then?
Well, you tell yourselves as a smoker, I should quit. I need to quit for my family. I need to quit for my kid. I need to quit for my wife or whatever. And I said that for years. I said that for a long time. I need to. I should. And I ought to. I've tried the gum. I've tried the patches. And I wore the patches, and I broke out in a big old rash. And then I went to the doctor because I was closing on 40. And I guess 40 is the magic number in life when you're a man. You start thinking about family and your grandkids, and you want to be here a little longer for them. I was like, well, I want to start getting in better shape, lose some weight, quit smoking. So I went to a doctor, and it's like the first time I've really been weighed in years. Like when I played football when I was younger, in my early 20s, I was semi-pro. I was healthy. I always been a big guy. I was like 315 pounds, playing weight. And then when I hurt my knee, I just kind of had set-down jobs up until now. Still sit down, driving a cab or in an office somewhere, right? So first time I've been waiting a long time, and I did not like the number. So I just decided to go on a diet right then. And at the same time, I quit smoking. I finally, I was the guy that talked shit about vaping to my friends when they would suggest it. I'm like, you're full of shit. Why would I want to vape something that I said in my head was synthetically created in a lab, that I have no idea what's in it, as opposed to smoking tobacco when I know there's pesticides and shit on there, At least I know what's in it,
Right,
So
right.
I was that guy who always knocked vaping.
Right. One bad habit for another and all that?
Yes, I was that guy. Okay, the people we face every day now. I was one of them. So, like I said, I got to the point after the patches didn't work, and I got 32 steps I climbed from my car door to my front door. And it used to be I couldn't breathe. I mean, I'm a big guy still, but I can breathe now, right? I just couldn't. I got tired of not being able to breathe, so I went to 3 vape shops. I only intended on going to one, but I wound up going to 3. And every time I walked into one, I said the same thing: educate me. So that's all I said: educate me on this shit. First one acted like they didn't know what they was talking about. Second one, they didn't feel like they had time for me. Third one I went to, and the last one I wound up going to, the one I still go to when I spend money locally. The guy spent like an hour with me, talking with me, and I walked out with my AL85, my first device, and I had a pack of cigarettes on me then. 2 days later, the only reason I think I continued those cigarettes is because I didn't want to throw them away. So once that pack was empty after 2 days, it's the last cigarette I had. But my motivation was I just knew I needed to quit. I was ready. My mindset. We can say we want to all the time, but you got to be mentally ready. And that's the same thing I tell people that I've helped quit smoking here locally in my life. My brother, people at work, my sister. I was like, they asked me about vaping. I'm like, whenever you're ready, you got to be mentally ready to be just done. Come to me, I help you, because I have a couple loaners that I give out. The smoke V8 stick I've had for a couple of years with the Baby Beast tank. I'll give it to them. It's all in one kit. Say, here it is. I got coils here for them. I'll give them that and tell them the key is to find that juice, that flavor of liquid that you love. That is the key. And tell them every time you feel the urge for a cigarette, just puff, 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 and puff until that urge goes away. And I've helped over a handful of people locally about that. And the rule is, when I give you that loaner, when you're ready to move off of that loaner and get your own, I get that back so I can help the next person. So I still got that V8 stick, and the next person that comes to me ready for it, I'll help them too.
Good deal. That's what it's all about anyway, is helping people out. That's one good thing about this community. Everybody everybody seems like they're willing to help the other person, you know.
That's true. I mean, it's just
Whether
like
go ahead.
I was gonna say, it's like I I've made jokes and kind of backhanded comments about it before too, because I know as a smoker, someone walked up to you on the street asking for a cigarette, you're like, motherfucker, this shit cost me $7. Get your own damn cigarettes. Now we're like, someone's like, I'm out of juice, I'm gonna go back smoking. Everybody's like, no, 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 I'm gonna send you juice right now. Like, what the hell? How is the mindset complete opposite? You know,
Right.
it's just
And
it's good, but I just find it funny that it's that profound,
right.
and some people take advantage of that.
Uh, I have done that. I've seen posts in Facebook groups where a guy was down on his luck. He said, I've got 60 mils of juice left. When that's done, I'm going back to smoking. Can't afford it no more. I said, give me your address. What kind of profile do you like?
Right.
I'll find
And that
something for you.
and that's one of the things too where when I help my friends, once we find that flavor profile you like, I can make something that's close enough for this juice that you like, and it's even that much cheaper. For
Absolutely.
for them, I don't charge anybody a boatload of money locally. If someone wants to buy one of my recipes, very very cheap, just like $5 or $6, depending on how big a bottle.
Right. Right. Speaking of juice, let's talk about that for a minute. I seen something. I don't remember if it was a video. It had to have been a video because you were talking. uh,
Me?
uh, a juice from a company, the one I think it was that strawberry.
Mm-hmm.
You got anything working on duplicating that?
Man, I was hoping or thinking this might be one of those questions or one of the topics that popped up, because that one strawberry is my all day vape, my absolute favorite. I buy 6 bottles of that a month minimum. I go through 6 100 ml bottles of that a month, on top of the other shit that I vape at random. And I'm fortunate that I have such an extreme code through the distributor of that. I pay like $5 and change a bottle, right? So I've got a personal code partnership with him to where it works out. So it's pretty good. So I didn't spend a whole lot of money, but I have tried multiple renditions, and I'm actually vaping on my latest rendition right now of that. I'm not. It's closer than I've gotten, but I'm not quite there yet. And I'll be honest, once I figure out how to crack the code, that's all I need, baby.
Uh, Now, I've never vaped that juice. I've only tasted it. I was in a vape shop in New Hampshire, and and I love this vape shop, but I kind of hate this girl for it. She said, "Hey, taste this." I put some on the back of my hand and taste it, and I'm like, "Okay, I want a bottle." She said, "We don't sell it."
What?
Yeah, it was a
Such a
sample.
tea.
It was a sample that they got in, and I have yet to be able to find it anywhere. So, what would you say the profile of that is? Because what I remember is kind of like a Fruit Loop or a Fruity Pebble back note with the strawberry in the front of it.
Well, not on the one. It's strawberry donut cereal milk. It doesn't have any fruity pebble like note on it. It's just one thing that I know for a fact that's in there is Crunchberry TFA.
Right.
I know for a fact that's in there. I haven't got the strawberry quite right, or even the cereal part quite right. I mean, I've got it close. I'm still tweaking, so it's probably just. I mean, maybe I had the flavors right on this rendition, just the percentages are off. That could be the case right here. So I'm going to do some more tweaks on this one just to see if I can get it balanced out. But I do know berry crunch is in there. I tasted that. I tasted that right off the bat when I opened a fresh bottle.
Right.
So I've used ripe. I know it's not juicy, and it can't be Capella's new ripe because it's a new flavor, unless of course it was not public before now. Um, I've used Red Touch and Sweet. This last rendition, I think the closest I came up to was just the regular TFA strawberry. So I don't know. Like I said, I think I'm closing down to cracking the code, but once I do, I'm gonna be one happy man. That's my all day, and I've vaped it for months now, months. since release. However long that's been, nearly a year, probably.
I've like I said, I've been looking for it and I can't find it. I will find it though.
Well, you can go to the distributors, lfmtman.com. If you use code country15, save 15%. That's where you get it. And I think 8vape, you can get 8vape for like $12.
Really?
8vape.com. Yeah. So
And
that's pretty good.
I'd still have to wait a month for it because I won't be home longer than that. I'm not going home till the end of May, so a little over a month.
Holy crap. Well, you going to be all over the country, or are you just on the East Coast?
No, I run between Chicago and New Hampshire.
Oh, Northeast.
Yeah. I just run back and forth to there. That's what pays the money, so that's where I go.
Right. That's the only reason you're in the truck right now, is to make money, right?
Absolutely.
That's why we work to begin with, is pay the bills.
So how long then have you been mixing?
I was a few months in, and I came across this guy on Instagram, and he introduced me to this particular juice. This is like in June of 2017 or so, May, June, somewhere in that range. But I know it was in May or June because it was right after I started reviewing. That's how he found me or reached out to me. And it was a juice called Catalyst, blueberry fried ice cream from the McDonald Vapor Company. I swear I'd never say that name out of my mouth again, but I just did. But it was like this little guy right here. I got an old bottle right here. Old bottle right here, a little skull. And I thought it was the coolest thing ever, but then I tasted it. Absolutely loved it. But they lied to me, and they pissed me off, and I told them they pissed me off. I forget what the lie was about, but it don't matter. You lied to me, fuck you. Right? I don't know if you have F-bombs on your channel or not. If not, I'm sorry, bleep it out or something. But
completely fine.
But they tried to make it up to me, so they sent me 10 bottles of this stuff. 10 bottles. I was like, cool. I'll take your 10 bottles and never talk to you again. But then I started looking at. I was like, I want to know how to make this. Can I make this myself? So I started thinking, can I make this stuff? I had no clue. I had no clue about DIY. I started searching on YouTube, and I saw some DIY, and I came across a few channels, and then I saw was it JFN Development did a video on Strawberry Jam Monster clone. I was like, this guy can clone. Hey, let me reach out to him. I asked him if he's ever heard of it. He said no. I was like, how about you give me your address and I'll send you a bottle and see if you can recreate this recipe, or at least get it as close to where I'm not going to miss it. He said, sure. And I sent him a bottle, and he came up with a recipe. And he's like, dude, this is as close as I can get, but it's really, really good. I was like, well, give me the flavors that I need. So that's all I purchased was those flavors for that juice on my very first order. And it was from, so I don't even use anymore. Not Nick River, not Bull City. There's a third one. Well, there's more than three, but there's a third one. E-Cig Express. That's it. I ordered everything from there. And I got it here. And me and him got in a call like this, and he I had to buy a scale, of course, and all this other stuff, bottles. So I bought all that stuff while I was waiting on my delivery of the flavors. And I mixed it while we were talking. I made a 60 ml bottle, then I made a 500 ml right after I mixed that. Because he mentioned something about steep. I was like, well, I ain't gonna wait for this to steep, so let me make a big batch of it and let it steep while I'm doing this. So it wound up being right on, just as close as it could be for it, and it satisfied my needs. But after that initial mix, I started looking at, he told me about ELR, so I put all my flavors in ELR. I clicked that what can I make button. I'm like, I got a bunch of flavors here. I can make a bunch more different profiles and juices with what I got right here in front of me. And that started the bug, man. Now I've got too many flavors to count. I got to the point I've over like 400. I don't even put them in ELR in my stash anymore. I have no room for anything else. It's just stupid.
Right.
And I know we had this talk before. It's not about how many flavors you got. It's what you do with what you got.
Absolutely.
But the thing of it is, when you want to try everybody else's recipes, you want to make sure it's as authentic as possible. So you want to make sure you get those correct flavors instead of selling them out. So you can have an honest opinion with them. Say, man, I liked it. but or I did, but I did this to it, you know. So
Right. Yeah, it's quite the rabbit hole, and it
yes,
just keeps getting wider and wider is the problem.
yes, it does. But you know, I guess it's bottom. I guess the easy answer is why I started DIY is because the company pissed me off. I said I'm never going to spend another dime with them, but I really love that juice.
Uh, do you still make that juice?
I haven't made any in a while. My just my taste has changed. And I think now that I'm talking about, it, I probably will make some of it. I'll make some of it here in just a little bit. Probably that's where I hang up just to see if I still like it because I still got everything. I know I do. Um, well, not even the original flavors. I know I've had to re up on some of those flavors because I use them in other recipes. But I will make some today just to see if I still like it because I remember it being awesome. But again, you know, this is when you're first vaping. You're tasting all this stuff for the first time. It's new stuff. You know you might like strawberries or blueberries, and it's still new to you. You're still like, yes, this is fucking awesome. And then you find another flavor profile you like, and another profile you like, and you just keep going and going. Like you said, that rabbit hole. I like it all: bakeries, desserts, some candies. Not a big tobacco fan. I like menthol. Um, but I'm more of a bakery dessert guy. I love that type of vape.
Right. Yeah, that's what got me started was custards and bakeries, and then I got into fruits for a while, which I'm still kind of on fruits, but getting into tobaccos now, which is
Are you?
yeah. I didn't think that I would ever go there, but I ran across a juice called Watson. It's a commercial juice, but the Watson, like a it's a vanilla tobacco, but the tobacco note in it is so subtle and on the back end that it's
Hmm.
still very pleasant to vape. And I think that's what turns a lot of people off about tobaccos is a heavy tobacco.
Well, see, that's one of my early recipes. One of my earlier ones I have called Hillbilly Heaven. Um, that was actually a tobacco recipe, but I was using this flavor from Liquid Barn, Butterscotch Grand Tobacco, which they no longer make. So I still today get comments on ELR saying, I can't get this anymore. Can you substitute it with something else? I took a while there. I tried to figure out a combination of the three flavors to try to make it balance like this, and I just haven't been able to do it. So I just kind of let it be. But that wasn't bad. But like you said, it was a very subtle hint of tobacco in the exhale, so that wound up being pretty good. But like you, when I quit smoking, I intentionally because I smoked Marlboro menthols. That's what my brain was. I intentionally stayed away from tobacco and menthol flavors for like the first over a year. I wouldn't touch them because I did not. I thought in my head it would be familiar and maybe want me to try it again, go back smoking. So I stayed away from them. But that's further from the truth. It never happened when I did try it. I just like, wow, I love that menthol flavor. It was good. So, but I didn't think about smoking either. So,
Since you started vaping, have you ever went back and tried to smoke a cigarette?
no, I have not.
Oh,
After
don't.
that first 2 weeks, the urge just completely went away. Even being around smokers, I still kind of like the aroma of the smelling of the smoke. But I will say the smoke burns my shit all up, burns my nose and nostrils and all that. And I always said my sister, or not my sister, one of my cousins, she used to smoke a long time ago and then quit a long time ago. But she would always be that person. Oh my God, your cigarette stinks! Get away! Get away! Get away! I swear I would never be that way. I mean, if people want to smoke, you ain't gonna fucking dog them for it. You know, say if you want help, I'll help you. That's pretty much it. But I will say I have noticed my nose start to tingle quite occasionally when I'm around smoke now. But I won't be that guy. Oh my God, oh my God. You know, the people who just overreact about every damn thing.
I have fell off the wagon a couple times, and but I didn't stay off long. Usually about half a cigarette, and that was it. Because I don't know how I ever smoked.
My
Just
brother
the
did.
taste now.
Yeah, my brother, he said after about I don't know 4 or 5 months of not smoking and vaping, he went back to try a cigarette. He said the same. He took like a couple puffs and threw it away. He's like, how the hell did I ever smoke this shit? You know, but I never after that first couple weeks and those cravings went away. I've had dreams about smoking for some reason, but I've never lit up a cigarette since February 8th, 2017. I haven't had the desire nor the want.
Your recipes. They're on ELR. Are they on ATF also, or just on ELR?
I have a couple of my early ones on ATF. I guess where I was introduced to ALR first is just more familiar with me, and I've got most of my stash in there, and I don't feel like doing all that shit over again over on.
Right.
Even though ATF's got a cool feature, when you place an order, you can import that order. I think from Bull City, and it will input those flavors in your stash. But
Right.
I didn't want to go through all that mess again. I'm just used to ELR.
I'm
I even gave ATF that $15 or whatever it was to get the pro version.
right.
I'm a pro member. I just don't use it.
What's your favorite recipe of yours? Like if somebody was just going to mix one recipe of yours, where would you steer them? Say they're like you, they like everything. So I guess what I'm asking is, what is your favorite recipe of yours?
Did you go to blue? Blueberry and cream, basically all is a profile. Did you go to? I went up, started doing it, and I came up with just the strawberries and cream. I named it Jagoda Red, or I named it Jagoda. All it was initially. And I was like, I didn't want to use strawberries and cream, right? So I just wanted to find some kind of name that would mean strawberry or something, and without saying strawberry. So I was looking for the word strawberry in other languages, and Jagoda was strawberry in Croatian. So I just chose the word Jagoda. But someone commented on that video saying Jagoda also means blueberry in blah, 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 some other language. I was like, well, shit. So I just started naming shit Jagoda and put red, blue, green, or whatever behind it. So Jagoda Blue, though, that my absolute favorite. Baked that shit for months over. Oh hell, always 240 at a time, mind you. I'd do a 240. I'd make two of them initially. The other one was steep. When I got done with the first one, I'd start the other one. I'd remix the 240 for a solid year, and then I don't know. I just again my flavor has changed. I've baked so much of it, it just doesn't taste like it used to my palate. And then I came across the one. That's been my filler since. The one strawberry is my filler since Jagoda Blue. But Jagoda Blue, if you want to try one of my recipes at all as a first time mix of one of my recipes, and if you like blueberry, go to Jagoda Blue. If you don't like blueberry, go to Jagoda Red. Pretty much the same base, just different flavors profiles.
Right. Do you mix other people's recipes?
Yes, I do.
Anything
I just
recently that's caught your eye?
let's see. Recently, I got. Which one here? Yeah, it's a fried. It's a fried cookie, fried Oreo from. It's a fried clone by GR. Oh, Galactic Residue on ELR. That's a really good one. If you like a chocolate vape, still you know how chocolate are. That chocolate will just ruin your Addy. It's got to be an Addy specific for it. It'll kill you cotton. So when I want something sweet and chocolatey, I've been reaching to that. That fried is pretty good. I have mixed some of Addy stuff, Addy Toonie. I've mixed some of Fresh stuff, JFM stuff. There was one that you pointed out last when we was in a show with DIY Down Under recently. Which one was it? I made a 30 of it. Are you up there? Was that your pebble? Was that your pebble? I was the night we was talking about pebbles, and I was. Did you have a pebbles? You had a pebbles one, right?
No, no.
Maybe it wasn't pebbles.
You had asked something about a Pebbles recipe, and I had suggested something, but I didn't. I don't even remember what I suggested.
Maybe. Yeah, I think we was talking about I was having trouble getting the milk base together. Yeah, I had the flavor, the fruitiness right, just the base I was having issue. You suggested was some, of course, creamy milky undertone, which I got right here, and meringue, and what else did you have? Creme fresh, flavor art.
Yeah.
I think that was your three you normally use, and I mixed those up. And I think I'm still working on percentages. I think I'm closer now to where I want to be with that recipe. But most of the time, if I'm mixing, uh, now it's either mixing for people locally wanting to buy some juice from me, or if I'm still trying to master the recipes that I really want to master that I've been trying for months. So I do have a couple I released recently that were accidental mistakes, pleasant accidents, put it that way. So
Right.
I wound up releasing them over the past couple of days. Yeah, I put two of them out. One of them was a berries and cream, which reminds me of this liquid called Noon, High Noon. I forget the manufacturer, but it was one of my early vapes. No, not High Noon, but Space Jam Particle X. That was a really one of my early memories as well with the berries. And this one came out close. First time experiencing with Vivora Boysenberry. That's a really good flavor. Really good flavor. And that just kind of made that whole recipe pop. Put a little bit of cranberry with it and a couple other fruits. It just came out really well. So I've been vaping on that as well. And that was the Pebbles one. That Pebbles, when I put it out, really, not because it's 100% the way I want it to be, but I'm looking for feedback in the comments. That's what I'm looking for. So we'll see how that comes out. I usually don't release a recipe unless it's tried and true to where I want it to be 100%. So I just can't stand seeing incomplete recipes on ELR. People will go in there and put like, I don't know, 20% milk, and that's it. Like, what the hell is that all about? What? So I know you've seen recipes like that. It's just dumb. So I keep them all private, but I've opened that one to hopefully get some kind of comments to help me guide me in the better direction.
Right. Yeah, and that's one thing. So you kind of feel like I do. Recipe feedback, I think it's important, especially if they can be constructive about it.
Mm-hmm.
If you're just going to be an ass, don't bother.
Yeah. Oh my God, your shit sucks. I can't stand this stuff. I'm puking. Like,
Yeah.
whatever.
Well, see, and I'm fine with, hey, this sucks, but tell me why you think it sucks.
Well, that's the
Tell
great
me.
thing about this. Most of the community is, flavor is totally subjective. I mean, just because I like a Pebbles vape doesn't mean you like a Pebbles vape. Maybe you like more just straight up tobacco. You don't like cereals. I mean, that's fine. But don't dog me for liking what I like. And the next person will come around and say, yeah, this is really good. But hey, how about adding somebody gave me a suggestion there a while back. Some toasted almond seems to help cereal vapes kind of pop a little bit, just a low percentage. And I tried that, and he was right. He's like, those almond notes just help, boom, bang a cereal vape easy. So I was surprised it worked. Yeah, you're right. I can take criticism, fine. I can take opinions, fine. Just don't be a dick. You can get your point across and still be respectful.
Do you think there's a flavor that we're missing, like that somebody could make? I mean, just a flavor concentrate that would be really, really useful.
Wow. I mean, there's so many freaking flavors out there. There's a lot of them I haven't even heard of. I'm sure there's a lot of profiles out there I haven't heard of. I can't think of one that I've been like longing for, like saying, man, if I had this type of flavor, it would really help. I can't think of anything like that off the top of my head.
Do you avoid any flavors like that have cinnamaldehyde or acetylene, anything high in DAP? You just vape.
No, I don't. I know when you buy flavors, they say this has got a warning. There's diacetyl or whatever's in there. I don't worry about that. I mean, it is what it is. I tell you what, the first time when I started buying flavors, I thought DX from TFA stood for deluxe. DX stands for, doesn't have that, what, diacetyl or whatever's in there?
Diacetyl.
Yeah.
Let's say Country Livin. Where did that come from?
Well, my online persona is always back to my gaming days. When I first started my Xbox Live gamer tag, it was just something random, like in my work assists at my extension or something, and then I was living in California at the time, and I was playing with these people. I don't know where they were from. It's worldwide, but I was like, I want to change my name. What do y'all think it should be? So with your country ass, sick ass accent, you should be called Big Country. Like, okay, so I changed it to Big Country. This was like in 2000 when I started gaming, online gaming. I forget I think it was either 2002 or 2004. I was living in San Francisco, and the only reason, because prior to this I was pro PlayStation. But the only reason I bought an Xbox 360 this year or that year because I was huge into Madden football, right? But that year was the first year Madden came out. It was full HD, and in order to get all the elements of the game, it was exclusive to the Xbox console. So I bought a 360 that year for that game, and then I got introduced to online gaming with Call of Duty 2. Multiplayer, I was like, holy crap, I can talk to people? It was pretty badass. So 2002, 2004 is when where that name originated from, Big Country. And then over the years, gaming and getting into YouTube, I've been Big Country in one form or another. across YouTube. And then, to be honest, the Country Livin channel, this channel was started 2016, but it was private. The intention of this channel was going to be my daily vlog channel, my weight loss journey. That was the intention of the channel. And it just sat dormant for over a year. And then I started vaping, and I was like, hey, I got a channel already, Country Livin. Let's just make it go live. Because I have some videos that are like my early videos that are unpublic or unlisted. Because there was some vlogs like of our Panama City beach vacation at SeaWorld not SeaWorld, but the Gulf World down there. Dolphin shows and seahorses and all that shit, and at the beach and on the boat. So I got some videos of my vacation from 3 years ago on the channel that are unlisted.
If I could put you in a room with, say, 3 people, now I don't have this ability, so don't worry, but
Okay.
Whether they're mixers or just people that you look up to and would like to meet, who would they be?
Wow. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I watch a lot of reviewers. I watch a lot of mixers. I watch a lot of live shows. And most of the people that I've ever really kind of wanted to meet, I've met on a show or something and talked to and Zoom chats or through Messenger, and we've had private calls. I don't have anybody that stands out to where I would just say, hey, I really want to meet this guy or girl. I don't. I mean, I see a lot of people in expo. I've been to a couple expos and met people through there. So I don't think I have anybody right now that I'm longing to meet in person in a room or something.
Right.
I don't have no one that stands out.
Gotcha. You have a favorite concentrate at the moment? Like just a flavor that you figure out a way to put it in whatever you can?
Well, anytime I do something blueberry, it's blueberry ripe or blueberry, blueberry extra, blueberry wild. That's my preferred combination of blueberry. Strawberry, I got to use strawberry ripe, some sweet strawberry, and I use cranberry. A little pro tip for some people who hasn't tried it. People say use some dragon fruit or whatever else to kind of, or even some raspberry to kind of heighten the strawberry somewhat because contrasting flavors. Use a 1% of a cranberry Capella, and that is the best, in my opinion. It boosts the freshness and the brightness of the strawberry. It's phenomenal.
That flavor happens to be waiting on me in Chicago as we speak.
There you go. It's very good. Now, I don't use it by itself in a cranberry. I just use it as an accent for strawberries, and it just boosts the freshness. It's just very, very good. I love it. But if I had one flavor, what do I use most of? I love custard, the Capella vanilla custard sugar cookie. Capella sugar cookies are really, really good. But I think I have that a lot when I'm looking for a crumbly crumbly crust kind of note, or just a cookie. But lately, it's kind of been Milky Undertone. You're working on that Pebble stuff. Milky Undertone's a really good flavor. I'm surprised at how much I really do like that, in combination with some meringue and dairy milk and other things. I mix so many with. I don't do a lot of single mixes, so I don't have that one flavor that I just can't live without. To be honest, it's a combination.
Right.
I mean, I'm looking around my stands here. I'm thinking, man, that's a good flavor. That's a great flavor. That's a great. So, maple syrup I'm staring out. Butter, TFA butter, I think is the best butter out there, in my opinion. Of course, BBIC, TFA. A bunch of flavors that are just great, man. Butterscotch, I love butterscotch.
Yeah,
I know that didn't answer your question. I'm sorry, I just rambled.
No, that's fine. It's hard for me to pick one. But I mean, I've had moments where like I got on a kick of Liquid Barnes vanilla ice cream, and it seemed
that's the best. Tell me that ain't the best vanilla ice cream on the planet.
Right?
That's the best vanilla ice cream on the planet. I love it.
And I went through a period where I was putting that in everything I made.
Well, I use this in my custards, so the custard don't come out super sharp right at the beginning. It balances out. Like I'll use like 5% of vanilla custard Capella. Use 2% of this, kind of like I said, washes out that initial, like right off shake. the custard is like really sharp right off mix. This balances that out, and after a few days, it really melts together. Oh, but I just finished a 4-ounce bottle of this, and this is like my 30. This is my warning bottle saying buy another bottle. That's what this
Right,
is.
right. I do the same thing with that one. Have you tried Fresh's Quick Custard?
Quick, no, I haven't.
It's 4% of that liquid barn ice cream and a 0.5% of Flavora vanilla pudding.
Got
And
that too.
and like you can like shake and vape that, and it's pretty custardy. Some
Really?
something with that combination brings out some egginess in it.
Really?
Yeah, it's really
I'll
good.
tell you one thing. We made a mistake on the order about a month ago. My brother was reordering, re-upping on some of our supplies, and we usually get a couple 4 ounces each for each of our states. He's got his own little mixing stand over there as well. We was re-upping on vanilla custard, but he didn't get Capella. He got TFA. So, and this is nowhere near as strong or as sharp as vanilla custard, or as the Capella version. So I've been working with this here recently, trying to figure out the best combination for it, the best recipe for it. I mixed it up last night, which I'm using 10% of this in with some cinnamon sugar cookie and a couple other things. But you have to use this as a very, very high note, just because it's not that strong.
Right.
What I've noticed, I don't know if you play with this or not, but it's not strong at all. You have to use it high percentages. So I'm hoping after a couple of days, I'll get back to that and see how it comes out. It's like a little cinnamon cookie custard type deal. So,
Right.
but so we got 2 4-ounce bottles of this stuff since we messed up, and then we went to go buy the real Capella stuff. They didn't have 4 ounces, so we had to get a couple 2-ounce bottles until the next order. Then we'll get our 4-ounce bottles back. We use a lot of custard. So I guess that would be probably the biggest thing we use most right now is vanilla custard. Like there's the answer. That's the one flavor right now that we use a lot of, the most of. What are you vaping on right now? What's your setup?
It's a Aegis.
Yeah, the whole thing.
Oh
yeah, the Aegis.
It's the Aegis and the Fire Luke mesh.
Oh, you got the straight glass order. That's why I didn't look right. I don't think I've seen it with straight glass before.
Yeah, no, that's their it's Fire Luke mesh resin tank.
Oh, it's the resin.
And then that is a resin tank, but that's the Fire Luke Mesh Pro.
There you go.
With the curved glass. I don't know what they call these ones. They're in the Pro series, but these are actually metal.
Oh, okay.
And they're kind of knurled on the edges.
So you're a sub-ohm tank guy mostly.
Yeah, because I drive. I mean, when I'm not driving, most of the times I'm on something like this, the
Drop Dead.
The Drop Dead. I don't know. I have my moments.
So being as a driver, because I mean, I'm a squonker. I'm a squonker. The topside dual has been my everyday sin. I got over 21,000 puffs on that bitch since January 15th, the day I got it. It's a lot of fucking puffs in a few 3 months.
Right.
And they just announced the topside dual carbon with the Yeehee chip is going to be premiering soon. Which is what I've been waiting on for that, because I knew he was going to bring a more higher version of it. I mean, so squonking isn't your thing because you're a driver? You just have a tank? Oh, there you go.
Yeah. The problem is I guess I could say I have an addictive personality. So when I set up here and I'm driving, I vape like crazy. Well, the bottle on that squonk doesn't last me very long. But so if I got
the rage,
usually before I start driving, I'll put something on the Drop Dead. I'll fill my squonk bottle with something, and I've got like 3 of these tanks on mods, batteries, and then I'm good for probably 6, 7, 8 hours. But sometimes that don't last either.
Right. Yeah, I mean that's the thing you're right. Like I know with the Rage, it's a 7 ml bottle. The Top side's a 10 ml bottle. You're right. If you're driving, especially when you're driving a truck, you're on the road 6, 7 hour stretches. That ain't enough to last you the whole time. So, and like you said, probably those 3 tanks themselves probably ain't enough to last you that whole stretch either.
No,
So you
no,
gotta have
but
more setups in your console so you can grab them when one's empty, try to swap it out.
right, right. What advice would you give a new mixer? Being where you are now, all the things that you figured out and learned and went through, what would you tell a new person?
Well, I mean, find some. If you're watching videos already, you've already. Let's just assume you already found some mixers that you trust, you value their opinion, and you hear them say something that's along your taste lines, whether it be a strawberries and cream or something in cream or custard or whatever, and you say that they tell you they really like it. I would suggest buy the flavors for that recipe, because just because you got it just for that recipe alone, with those 5 flavors you have, you can make many other renditions of other things with just 2 of those flavors or 3 of those flavors. And you can have more than just one recipe. Even though you bought 5 flavors for his recipe or her recipe, doesn't mean that's all you're limited to. Have fun. And as long as the mix comes out to where you like it to your taste, who cares what I say if it sucks or not? Or I say it's not for me, or maybe here's my advice, advance it here. Don't even listen to that. If the mix is right for you and your taste, don't let nobody else tell you anything else. I mean, if you come up with a recipe that's just banger and everybody loves it, I mean, someone might buy the recipe off of you or something, you can make money off of it. But if you don't go into, let me rephrase that. Don't go into the mindset of DIY like you're going to make a juice company. Don't do that. Go into the mindset of DIY so you can make things that you want to make for yourself and your taste, and have fun, experiment. And whatever flavors you got, you go into an app like ELR, put them all in there. You can click "What can I make?" and it'll show you hundreds of recipes on the site that use those flavors you have. Just have fun, experiment, play.
Right, right. And of those recipes, that may be something that you kind of like, but you wish it had more strawberry, and that's why you're DIY, and you can just add more strawberry.
Yeah, if they got 2% strawberry on there and you want more, take it to 4. Why not?
What do you think of them things, man?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I got some cotton here, some cotton here, some cotton here, and cotton here, and cotton here. I don't
Right,
know. My favorite fruit and cotton. I'm not partnering with them. I'm not. They don't send this shit to me, y'all. This one's empty, by the way. But I buy this shit. It's only $5 a bag or $6 a bag or whatever. Was it $12 for the hat, $3 for a vape towel? I mean, they're cheap shit and it's good. I love that cotton. It's like the easiest to work with. I used to before this. Cotton candy collection was my favorite cotton.
right.
Just came in a big old 3-foot roll. You just tore it off or whatever. But they since sold the company to somebody else who's abroad now across the world. So who knows? You can't even buy them on the website anymore. So this stuff is just so simple to use. You come out and you can even get just if you don't want the wicks, like you feel like they're too thick or not thick enough for your coils, you can just get the cotton and tear it off yourself. And if you want to know the difference, guys, who's watching, between which one's these solid logs and which one's the strips, because you can't really tell by looking at it much, but look at the zipper. Orange is the threads, black is the solid cotton. So if you look at it online, you can't really tell what the difference is. Black and orange. Cotton threads I love it. I like it.
I didn't know that they sold the just the cotton pieces like that.
Yeah,
I thought that they only did the the threads.
just the threads. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. It says waste less, cut the size. You can do your whatever's. These may be too much for you. You don't want to. You feel like you're wasting cotton. Get you the one with the black zipper.
Yeah.
See if it says. Yeah.
A lot of times, like Pippa has a couple that she can cut those cotton threads in half and like use just one of those pieces for her whole
Holy hell, that's a small coil there. It must be just like maybe a 5-wrap round wire build or something. That's the only kind of coil I can think of that you could do that with. But hey, I guess it depends on the size of the addy. A small steel coil addy, then yeah, it probably yeah. But I like it. It absorbs well. You don't have to do no fluffing. Just cut it to trim and then just tuck it in there, and hardly any break in at all. Really good.
You were mentioning earlier that you watch YouTube and videos. Who do you watch?
I still watch a lot of my gaming buddies too from back when I was in a gamer. So even though I don't play a lot of the games anymore, I still watch them, and I don't even talk to them really anymore. But I still watch them. Well, the vaping scene, I guess I watch everybody like normal. VT Vape guy, Mike Vapes, of course. Vaping Crime. Well, Brian, he doesn't review anything anymore. He just does presentation videos with a new product. Rip, I do watch a guy called, what's his name? Mountain Vapors. He owns a vape shop. What is his damn name? Blonde hair. See, I can never remember the names of the people I watch, but I watch them because they're on my playlist. I just sit, play, and go.
Right.
Vape and Fagan. You know what? Take it easy. I got my YouTube button right here. I don't know who the hell I watched, to be 100%. I'll go to my history and tell you who I watched over my past 5 videos of who I watched. That'll be a way to do it. That way it'll be easier on my brain. Library, history. There we go. Ryan Hall, Vaping Insider, Mike Vapes, Huzzy Games, one of my gaming guys I watch, Fresh 03. I watched his part of his live stream today, and Solar Next and Only, another gamer, and Jay Hayes. Last 7 videos I've watched. Today I watched them. So
Yeah, I can't imagine what Jay's going through right now.
yeah, it's rough, man. I just kind of I see it all over the community, and which is great. People jumping out and pouring out and trying to help each other out, which is awesome. It's fucking great. Which is one thing I love about the community. They come in and stand out, So I mean, I sent a message on Facebook saying, sorry, condolences and all that, but that's about as far as I went with it. I didn't share anything or nothing like that.
Right. So where can people find you at, man?
You find me here on YouTube, Country Livin, no G, just Livin, all one word. YouTube.com/Country Livin, Instagram Country Livin 77. If you want to check me out, I do things called the Clone Show. I do DIY recipes. I have authentic items as well. I just do a mixture of all of them, cool builds. Just all across the board, anything revolving around vaping, I do videos for.
Okay, so is there anything else that you'd like people to know that we haven't covered?
I think everybody pretty much knows anything about me, man. Because I'm an open book. I'm not really shy about. I mean, I may not be as vocal on some topics as others because I don't want to really piss too many people off. But everything about me, I'm pretty much an open book. I think it's all out there anyway.
All right. Now, this wouldn't be an interview with you if you didn't do one big country.
What's going on, everybody? Big country hit. Thank you for watching. Thanks for having me, man. Awesome.
Thank you for doing it, man.
Hey.